Greetings, urban farmers, gardeners, and healthy food visionaries. Farmer Greg here, and welcome to another edition of our YouTube channel. And today we're going to be doing a walkabout of the Goodness Grows Organics farm in Asheville, North Carolina. This is our August and September 2023 walkabout. Look for a monthly video so you can watch our progress. Enjoy. This would be the August 1st walkthrough of the elderberry orchard. We got the woody mulch to here today. We've backfilled the swales with woody mulch for here too. We left the shovel out here. All right, I'm clear. Where is it? That's not elderberries, although there is an elderberry in there. There's also tomatoes. For whatever reason, there were a lot of tomato seeds in our worm compost bin, and we got a lot of tomatoes coming up from that. It's pretty cool. Look at all those tomatoes there. And that being said, the elderberries are doing great as well. Man, Brandon was here today and he did the bang up job of the woody mulch basins. Here's the service berries with a tomato on top. Service berries, there's 3 of them, and then mulberries. And here's our second row. We have one really long row with about 60 elderberries in it, and this is about 20 elderberries in this row. And then up top we have our regular berry row. That's a raspberry and a mulberry and a cherry, and then a whole bunch of blueberries. We still have to mulch this puppy. And then blackberries and raspberries at the end here. So these swales, we've had about 8 inches of rain since I put the swales in, and they're working. Welcome to Greg and Heidi's farm in North Carolina. A year and a half ago, we decided to leave Phoenix after living there basically all of our lives and move to someplace quieter and a place where we could grow a lot of our own food. This is our first garden attempt. This close garden bed here we put in last weekend, and the other raised bed garden has been in for about 6, maybe 8 months. We've had some really good luck with tomatoes growing wild in our yard. I'll show you that in a little while. And you can see the butterfly right there laying eggs, and the caterpillars are loving our brassicas. We gardened our first year here, and I give our first garden a 1 on a scale of 1 to 10. And this garden this season, I'm going to give it a 4. And one of the things that we did is we live on a slope, and they wanted something like $6,000 for a retaining wall along here. And Heidi said to me one day, "Greg, why don't we use stock tanks?" So we bought ourselves a couple of stock tanks, drilled holes in the bottom of them. They're holding up the area where our gardens are. And basically what we did is we just backfilled them with woody mulch. You're going to see a lot more of the woody mulch here in a little while. So one of the things that I did last December is I had a conversation with a local person who has an elderberry business that she makes elderberry syrups and drinks and that kind of stuff. And I asked her where she was getting her elderberries from. And she said, oh, some of them she ships out of Europe. And it was like, what? I said, I can grow elderberries. Didn't have a clue how to grow elderberries at the time, but these are elderberries on the left. This is my row of elderberries. We have over 100 elderberries that we've put in so far. And they started out in January as sticks, literally a 6-inch long stick with 4 nodes. And they've turned into, in some cases, 3 feet high elderberry bushes. And I am told they're going to be a lot bigger next year. We have 3 different varieties of elderberries that grow in the area. We have a wildwood elderberry, we have a Bob Gordon elderberry, and we have an Adams elderberry. And we put in, when we were planting them, we put in worm composting that we made out of our worm composter, and we ended up with so many tomatoes. The tomatoes just started growing wild in the basins. You can see some of them right in there. These are mulberries and service berries. One of the things that happened all of a sudden is the deer showed up. Hello, Phoenix, no deer, but we have deer here. And you can see how they've eaten most of the leaves off of here and off of this service berry right here. I have a solution. Thank you, Scott Murray. Here's one of our tomatoes, the wild tomatoes. The wild tomatoes seem to be doing a lot better than the ones that we potted and put close to the house. This is looking back at the house where I just walked from. One of the cool things about the house, you can see on the roof, there was 10 kilowatts of solar panels on the roof when we arrived. It was like, wow, how cool is that? Already done for me. Oh, plus a metal roof. All right, what we're looking at now is an area that's about 60 feet long and maybe 30 feet wide, covered with black tarp. I'm solarizing it, and it's my intent to grow some winter wheat in there this season. So we'll see how that goes. I also have a Grex, that's a Grex, of rice seeds. Basically what that means is they've taken, I think in this Grex, 80 different varieties of uplands rice, so they don't require a rice paddy. And I'll be planting out that rice in this area as well to see how it does and which varieties are going to do best. And then we save seeds from the varieties that do the best. All right. Now, what we're looking at. We used a sod cutter to sod cut out the grass that was here, and then dug our tree holes. And we have 18 tree holes left to plant trees in. That means I have another 18 trees to find. And what we have here out in front of us are some more mulberries. The first 2 on each row here on my left are mulberries, and you can see how the deer came in and started munching on them. Oh, I have to tell you the solution. And literally it's a solution. And up on the right there, that's 4 apple trees and a peach and a plum that got annihilated by the deer. But after we did that, we planted these stone fruit. So these are Dave Wilson stone fruit. They're pluaries and pluots. Apriums, I think. We've got some hybrids that we're trying out here. And you'll notice that they have all their leaves on them. So I got on the phone with Scott Murray one day and I said, what do I do about this? He said, Greg, go out and get some cayenne pepper and garlic and mix it into water and spray it on them. So that's what I did. And the deer haven't messed with them at all. It's pretty cool, actually. So every time it rains, it rained last night, so I have to make up a new solution and reapply it today. I'm going to try that along with some foliar feed, some High Creations foliar feed, and on them just to fertilize them, see how that works. And then going down the hill, you can see 3 more rows. The bottom row we planted, it's kind of hard to see them that they're there, some smaller elderberries. These were planted 2 weekends ago. The first elderberries you saw were planted 2 months ago. And the middle row has 2 pawpaws and 3 figs in it. And this top row, we're just prepping it for next season. We're going to plant tomatoes in it, given that they seem to do better out here than in pots near the house. And one of the things that I've been harvesting since we arrived here, and I've probably gotten 10 to 15 loads of woody mulch. So you can see the piles of woody mulch, and we used it to backfill the garden area. We used it to fill the sod cut areas with woody mulch so it breaks down and makes healthy soil. So there you have it. I don't tell Heidi, but I envision this space right out in front of me as a place where I'm going to plant more elderberries maybe. I don't know, we'll see. That's our house. It's a single level red brick. Interesting story. I've been wanting a red brick house for decades, and it just happens to be the one that we got. So there's my orchard. That's what I've been up to. I'll tell you what, planting, let's see here, 105 and 55, so 160 fruit trees and bushes. That's a much bigger project than planting 1 or 2 or 3. It needs a lot more planning. So I planned away, and there we have it. Thanks for listening.